Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're super happy to have you. As you're all coming and joining, maybe this is now a good time as we wait for some more people to join us, just to check and make sure that your Zoom name is your full name and then your pronouns if you feel comfortable. And also, we'd love it if you felt comfortable turning your camera on, but no worries if not. Before we really fully get started, I just want to acknowledge that Simon Fraser University respectfully acknowledges the unceded traditional territories of the Coast Salish peoples, including the Tsleil-Waututh, Coquitlam, Squamish, Musqueam nations, on which SFU's campuses are located. Alrighty, so welcome to the FASS Peer Mentor Panel. Thank you all for being here. Just an intro of myself quickly. My name's Mia. You may have seen the email from me earlier this week. I'm an SFU student in my third year, and I'm also a co-op student, so I'm actually working on campus right now in Art Central. Before we get started, I just want to give you all a little rundown of what the session's going to look like today. So first up, just basic welcome, and then we'll teach you guys how to use the program that you're going to be using to submit your questions to the panel. We're also going to give you all a chance to introduce yourselves in the chat. Then we'll get our lovely peer mentor panel to introduce themselves before getting into some presentations about some opportunities that are available to all of you. So that's going to be FASS Camps and the peer mentorship program. And then we're going to end off with our general Q&A, where the peer mentor panel is going to get the chance to answer the questions that you're all submitting throughout the panel. And for those of you who are joining now, I just wanted to say again that this session is being recorded. So if you don't feel comfortable turning your camera on, then don't turn it on. But if you do, we'd love to see all your friendly faces. Okay. So I'm sure you've all probably read this before, but this panel is designed for new students who are starting at SFU in the fall. So assuming that's all of you, congratulations, and we're super excited to have you joining us pretty soon. As I mentioned before, we're going to be talking about some opportunities that we offer for new students who are joining us, FASS Camps and peer mentorship, and then just generally whatever you want to ask about student life, academics, involvement, anything like that. Now we'll give the mentors a chance to introduce themselves too. So we've got everyone's lovely picture up here, and yeah, I'm basically gonna let the mentors take it away.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jessica. Something that I'm involved with on campus is SFU's Women's Center. I thoroughly enjoy the space. If you're ever on the Burnaby campus, highly recommend coming. That's actually where I am right now. This is the supply room. If you ever need supplies, you can come and get some resources. And yeah.
Hi, everyone. My name is Katrina. I'm majoring in psychology and I'm minoring in counseling and human development. And something I'm involved with in the SFU campus is I'm part of the Helping and Happiness Lab as a research assistant. It's been really fun. I've been a part of the lab for over a year now. So if anybody's interested or has questions about that, I would love to answer.
Sorry, Lily, I think you're muted.
Sorry, I'm not too techy. My name is Lily. I am majoring in psychology and I'm minoring in gender, sexuality, and women's studies. And something that I'm involved with on campus is I'm involved with UNICEF. So UNICEF is a global organization that works to protect and promote women and children's rights. So we get to meet together, our members together, to work on protecting those rights.
Hi everyone, my name's Maya. I'm in my third year here at SFU and I'm majoring in international studies with a minor in communication. Something I'm involved in campus is I'm the co-president of the International Studies Student Association.
Hey everyone, My name is Priyansh, and I'm majoring in psychology and minoring in music. Just to be very clear that it's like not the conventional music program here, like the SFU does some sort of like avant-garde kind of stuff. So basically, it's like sound and audio. And one thing that I'm actively involved at SFU, apart from my academics, is the SFU choir. I am their concerts manager and audio engineer. I organize all the concerts for them, and I look over all the audio recordings and mixing, mastering stuff for them. And feel free to, join the choir in the fall semester. We'd love to have you there.
Sorry. Hi, hello everyone. My name is Unique Mariano. I am majoring psychology and minoring counseling and human development. Aside from being a student / mentor, I am also a creative / communication director of the Club Filipino Student Association.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nikita. I'm FFU alum. I did my bachelor's in economics. Been peer mentor for about a year now and currently working at Scotiabank.
Now we'll be talking about some cool opportunities for FASS Camps and peer mentorship. So Katrina and Lily, take it away.
Hi, so FASS Camps is it's basically like a way for you to jumpstart into SFU and kind of have like a mini trial. So what you'll get to do is you'll get to meet with academic advisors, and they can help you with your course enrollment and choosing your classes. You get to eat lunch at the SFU Dining Commons, which is wonderful during the fall and spring semester. It's open 24 hours. It's just a great place to go. All you can eat. You'll get to do in-depth campus tours, and they do mini lectures with other FASS professors. Before I started my first year, I traveled over from Vancouver Island, and I had never been to SFU before, and so I was feeling pretty nervous about it, but I got to FASS Camps, and I felt so much better after going. I was able to understand what my life might look like at SFU, and I even met a friend that I still talk to today, and it was a great experience for me.
So some details about the peer mentorship program is that you do get personalized support and resources as a mentee. And what we mean by personalized support and resources is kind of, you can ask any questions to your assigned mentor, and they can help you find those resources and offer you support in any way that you might need. And then also through the peer mentorship program, you have access to FASS events and socials. So when I was in my first year at SFU, I found that a really good way to get involved on the campus and kind of learn more about the FASS community was through these events and through these socials. And I met a lot of my friends that I still have today through the FASS Peer Mentorship Program. And through the FASS Peer Mentorship Program, you also have peer connections and networking. So what is a great part about the mentorship program is that you get to meet all different types of people, everyone who is in FASS and has maybe different majors, different minors than you. It's a really nice opportunity to get to know different people and build connections and learn about other potential involvement opportunities that you might be interested in. And then it also jumpstarts your SFU involvement and discover opportunities. So yes, like I said, through building connections and learning more about the SFU community, then you can also start to build your involvement. I find that one of the great ways to get the most out of your university experience is being involved on campus. So the FASS Peer Mentorship Program is a really great opportunity for that.
Thanks, Katie. Before we move on, I just wanted to let everybody know these are kind of like the basic details for both FASS Camps and peer mentorship. So FASS Camps is coming up, and the deadline to register is also coming up. So we're going to actually pop the link to register in the chat for anybody who's interested. And for the peer mentorship program, you have a much longer time to register because it kind of starts closer to the fall semester, but we'll also pop the link for that in the chat as well, just for those of you who are interested.
Okay, so now we're going to answer some questions that you guys can send on Mentimeter that you have about FASS Camps or just the peer mentorship program in general. So I'll give you guys a couple of seconds to add some questions if you'd like. We already have some submitted, so I will go over those and our mentors can help answer them. So someone asked, what is the overall experience / benefits of being a mentee in the FASS Peer Mentorship Program?
Oh, I think I can answer that because I was a mentee before. So I joined the FASS Peer Mentor Panel last year, and I used to be in your position, guys. I don't know what to do or what to expect in my university career. And that time also I found out peer mentorship, and it really helped me to navigate um university life. They give me resources. My peer mentor is very helpful. We go really, she gave me resources, she gave me advice about my journey at SFU. And yeah, there's a lot more if you join.
Awesome. I think that's a really great perspective, Unique. I was also a mentee in my first year coming into SFU, and it's super beneficial. I think going to like a smaller high school and then coming to such a big university, sometimes it can feel a little scary, not knowing like what clubs to join, things to volunteer in, how many classes to take. And, you know, you can find a lot of that information online, but just having that connection established is really beneficial. Even small things like where to park, where are the secret parking spots on campus, where are the good food shops. Yeah, my mentor was really helpful for that.
Also, I would like to add something to that. One major thing that on FASS camps that we help you with is your enrollment. So which is like a complete, different experience, especially like if you're doing it for the first time. So the mentors and the people at FASS Camps, they help you through that.
Great, thank you guys. I will ask the next question now. So somebody else asked, how does the general FASS peer mentorship program relate and differ from the FASS 1 mentorship system?
I can hop in and answer this one. So the biggest difference is basically just the FASS 1 mentorship program is based on Surrey campus, whereas just the FASS mentorship program is based in Burnaby campus. So you can pick and choose based on like what campus you're going to be going to most. But both programs are similar in the sense that they both involve pairing up a new student with a more experienced FASS student who can support them, invite them to events and all the stuff that we talked about previously.
Thank you, Mia. Our next question is, what kind of fun activities are involved in the FASS camps?
I think I remember last year they did some ice skating event. They did some like painting pots like that. Yeah, but my mentor really asked me like, "Oh, you want to go to this event that FASS doing?" Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like some of the fun things that we did at FASS Camps, at least last year, was I think we just did like general activities throughout the 3 days that we were at FASS Camps. We did a lot of icebreakers so that you can get to know the people that you're going to be going to school with and starting your first semester with. So that was very
What
fun.
are we doing? Like I don't know. Buddy burger. Like the double buddy burger.
Oh, sorry. All good. And yes, we also did campus tours, which is pretty fun. You get to see maybe parts of campus that you're interested in. I know last year when we did the campus tours, a lot of people wanted to see like the gym area and kind of that whole area. And also the dining hall is a pretty exciting experience because it's an all-you-can-eat thing. So that is fun too.
Another thing we'll be doing is we're going to, at the very end of camps, we're going to be doing minute to win it competitions. So you're going to get into little groups and you're going to get to play some like, you're going to get to compete, do like little challenges like getting the ball in the cup and flipping stuff around and doing stuff like that. It's pretty fun.
You'll also get to meet some of the professors.
Awesome. Okay, I will ask the next question. It is what will we be doing in the FASS camps and what times of the day are they? So kind of a logistics question for FASS camps. So I believe FASS Camps is running from July 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. If that's wrong, someone correct me.
No,
And
that's correct.
okay, good. I just didn't want to say it if it was wrong. But yeah, July 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. So it is a 3-day camp. And it goes from like 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., I believe.
Yeah, the timing is 9:30 to 3:30. So it's not like an overnight camp or anything like that. You come in the morning and you leave in the afternoon.
And then there's the lunch break in the middle of the day. So okay, for our next question we have, what if we're not able to attend FAST camps? Would it still be okay to join the mentorship program? And the answer to that is yes. You don't have to attend FAST camps to be a part of the mentorship program. Anyone who is in the FAST faculty is able to join mentorship. Camps is just kind of a nice opportunity to get to know the campus and the people you'll be starting your semester with a little bit more before you get started in the fall. So yes, you can be a mentee even if you haven't gone to FAST camps. That is all our questions we have for now for the FAST camps and mentorship. If you guys have any more, then still feel free to send them to Mentimeter.
Perfect. Thank you, Katrina. We'll now move into our general Q&A. And just again, you can use the Mentimeter throughout our presentation today.
There was one question about FASS camps is like, if it's taking place at the Burnaby campus, the answer is yes, it'll be taking place at the Burnaby campus. All 3 days, Burnaby campus, SFU. So moving on to the logistics questions, some of the questions that we have that, like, how safe is the area around the Surrey campus for students from what you have seen? So I personally haven't taken any classes at Surrey campus till now, but like I have been to Surrey campus for, you know, group studying sessions and like some projects and assignments. And the area is like it's fairly safe. It's right close to the SkyTrain station and the environment is nice. And most of the people around that building are students. So I haven't, you know, I personally haven't felt anything that, you know, probably it was unsafe. And I have like come back, I have left that campus around like 10 p.m., 11 p.m. And it was like just like normal. Yeah.
I think I can speak my experience because I always study at SFU Surrey. Right now, I'm at SFU Surrey. So I always like go home like 11 p.m. because I study so much. And I think it's very okay personally. Like I don't see like because I also the train is there, like Bianch said, like the train is right there. Like you can just like run through the train station. But yeah, the environment is very friendly, safe. And I also volunteer at Surrey's campus. So technically it's very safe.
I just wanted to add, I'm not sure, I've never been to the Surrey campus, but I know that the Burnaby campus has, we have a campus security that you can call and they'll walk you to your car, walk you to your classes at any time if you're feeling unsafe. I'm sure Surrey campuses have the same options. And then around the Burnaby campus, there's also these blue call towers that you can press, and it also will call campus security to you as well.
And also like security guards always roaming around at SFU Surrey Central and Surrey Engineering Building. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And So what does a typical lecture hall look like? What is the maximum capacity of one lecture room? So it like varies, it depends upon your class. So on the day of your enrollment, you'll be able to see the number of students. And usually when it's like less than 60, so if it's like up to 60, we have like small classrooms as well, which can uh, hold up to like 60 students. And then if it's like 100 or over, then we have large lecture halls. We like the largest I've seen is like Images Theater, and it can support up to, correct me if I'm wrong, 300 students. Yep, 300 students. That's the largest lecture hall that we have. We also have smaller lecture halls that can support up to like 200 students, 150 students. So it totally depends upon your class.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things I love about SFU is it all really depends. I heard someone earlier say they were interested in going into French. I've taken some French classes and we had like maybe 12 students in our class. I've taken upper division classes in my department, which is smaller, international studies, and there's also about like 15 to 20 students. So it all really depends. Something I've seen in general is when you're starting off, it's bigger class sizes, and then as you advance in your degree, certificate, minor, whatever it may be, the class sizes may get smaller, but it really depends on your program. And if that's ever something that worries you, having big class sizes, we have so many great resources on campus, from TAs, office tutoring. So if you have any questions about those, feel free Mentimeter as well.
I just wanted to add there's also Cal. So if you are like very anxious to go into large classrooms, Cal is always there to support you and help you and provide you resources for that. And also, you do have, for these larger classrooms, there are tutorials. Tutorials are smaller groups that you get into and that you sign up for. And it's just a small classroom with either a TA or a prof sometimes. And you get to, if you're worried about making friends, you end up making friends in those spaces. And it's easier to connect with individuals.
Jessica, would you mind quickly just saying what CAL is?
CAL is the Center for Accessible Learning. So if you have any kind of learning needs that need to be met, you can sign up and go through some logistics with CAL, which I'm a bit unsure of, but they'll help you with having your needs met.
Yeah, and Cal is a really great resource. So if you're thinking you might want to register, so you'll be paired with an advisor, I strongly recommend doing that before you come in the fall, because there's a whole application process go through. So you can just look up Cal, Center for Accessible Learning, SFU. Everything will be right there, clearly labeled. And then you'll meet with an advisor for an initial appointment. If you have any questions about that, I can answer those.
Thank you so much, Maya. Also, so next question, interesting. How to organize yourself before starting in the fall for transfer students. So I would say like the best time to think about organizing yourself would be like when you have your enrollment finalized and you have a schedule of your classes. So when is your lecture, when are the tutorials and stuff. And one really a big piece of advice is that if you're coming to SFU and if it's your first semester, even if whether you're a transfer student or not, don't take more than 3 courses. Try to get an idea of how things work and how this academic load looks like at SFU, and don't be in a hurry to just like I'll take 5 courses and I want to finish my program earlier. You can probably do that in the second semester, it's advisable, but in the first semester it's always advisable to get started with 3 courses. So once you have your all the courses and everything enrollment finalized, I think I follow a really old school method, is like making a timetable, and I think that really helps me. And when I'll be doing my foyer, when I'll be doing my work and studies. So that's how I organize myself. Like it's very old school.
I think also you should read your syllabus before the semester starts. I mean, before the class starts. So you have like insight what's the course load looks like, when is your when is your midterms, do you have projects on your courses? Yeah, so you just like see or estimate how long how you're gonna divide all your studies in your whole semester.
Just to add to that, if you do, because a lot of students, what they typically do is they test it out. They take maybe 4 or 5 classes, and then they have like a week or two to drop one of these classes. But just something to consider is when you are doing midterms or when you're in the final season, your schedule is going to be very different to the beginning of the semester. So if you're 4 courses is fine during like a regular week, you can work part-time, you can hang out with friends, do all the other sort of activities. But when it gets to midterm season, assignment season, final season, your schedule will be fully packed. So just be aware of that. It might seem easy at the beginning, but when those seasons come, it'll be quite hard.
Thanks, Nikita, and thanks, Uni. So the next question is that my computing ID isn't allowing me to create an account. So what should I do? I'm not sure, like, what I'm like not able to get an idea of what exactly is the issue from this question. So, but keep in mind, if whoever like put across this question, if you're like coming to FASS Camps, the mentors will be going through and will be helping you set up your computing ID. So if it's not getting set up, don't worry. FASS Camps is just coming up. If you're coming, if you're not coming, you can probably register, and the mentors will be there to help you out with that.
For sure. And another great resource we have is our IT department. Even as an incoming student, new student, feel free to give them a call. You can just look up SFU IT, give them a call during business hours. Everyone's very friendly and there's lots of people ready to help you.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. Next question is there a way to finish my undergrad studies in 3 years instead of 4? Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Don't take the summer off.
Yeah, that's like the thing. It's possible, but it's really hard. But like, what I know someone who's like doing psychology as a major, and she's almost done. Like this is her third year, and she's almost done for next summer. So I think you can do it, but you really need to sacrifice your summers, or you need to take more than 3 courses per semester. Yeah.
I would also recommend, this is like definitely a big advisor question as well. In a couple slides when we're done the Q&A, I'll be giving you guys a QR code you can scan to go to our advising webpage. These types of questions are really important to be chatting with your advisors right away. Because if you're planning to try and squeeze your degree like that, that's going to take a lot of planning. So I would definitely recommend booking a meeting with a first year FASS advisor.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because like so many courses that you would, want to take, some of the courses are like not being offered in a particular semester. So meeting with an advisor and planning ahead is like the way to go.
Just to add to that, SFU has a pretty good internship call program. And if you look sort of on the job boards anywhere, internships mainly hire people who are currently enrolled in post-secondary. So in order to get internships either from SFU or outside, more often than not, you will need to be enrolled. So I'll advise you to do an internship before you sort of graduate. And then that way it'll be easier to find work after.
All right. So next question is, when can I expect to get my SFU email? So I think like as soon as you're like done setting up your computing ID, you'll have your SFU ID with you. It'll be your computing ID at sfu.ca.
And I just wanted to add to that, I didn't know this for the longest time, but you'll have a long version of your email and you'll have a short version. They're both the same, and you can use them interchangeably.
So next question is, I already have a major. How can I do a minor? So the thing is that if you look up the, for example, if you would want to do a minor in economics, you look up SFU economics minor requirements, and so every minor, if you want to declare a major on a minor at SFU, they require you to complete certain courses. And so the web pages, they display those courses. And if you have, confusion about what courses to take to declare a major on a minor, you can always book an advising session with the advisors. Yep.
I'd also like to clarify as well that as new FASS students, when you're starting an SFU, you actually don't have a declared major yet. You'll have to meet with an advisor and figure that out, do the required courses before you can declare, and each different major will have different requirements, as Priyansh was saying as well. So again, definitely something to be chatting with advisors with as you progress through your degree.
So just wondering if it is a must to have a minor or in order to graduate from SFU. No, you don't need to have an additional minor. Yeah. And is there a timeline in which a double major should be declared? Not completely sure about that. If anyone wants to answer this.
I would.
And
Oh, sorry, Jessica, go ahead.
yeah, go Jessica, you're good.
Sorry, I'm declared in a double major. You declare them separately. So what the process is essentially like, I'm speaking from someone that's in English and philosophy. I'm not sure about the other programs, but with English, you check on the website. There are certain requirements that you need before you can declare. And then what would happen is you'll email your department advisor. The department advisor you can generally find in the program. If you search up SFU in the program that you're in, the emails will be listed there. You shoot them an email saying that you want to declare a major. You send your transcript over that you've taken the requirements, and then they'll declare it for you. And it's the same process for whatever other major that you're doing. So you're just going to have to do it twice. And it's simple as that. Yeah.
Thanks for sharing, Jessica. I just wanted to add, I wasn't really sure what like the positives of declaring my minor right away would have been, or my major right away would have been. And so this is something that my academic advisor let me know, and it's something that you guys can talk about with yours. But a benefit to declaring early is requirements for declaration and graduation may change as you go through your degree. So the earlier that you declare your major, your minor, your certificate, whatever you are doing at SFU, the more on track you can stay, if that makes sense.
Another thing as well is that certain courses, especially upper division courses, which won't really be something for you to consider until later, but they're oftentimes reserved for declared majors. So like, for example, in psychology, I think like all, if not most of the upper division psych courses are reserved for students who have declared a psychology major. So declaring your program early allows you to get access to courses that you're going to need to take to get to your degree.
Thank you so much. And also, how helpful are the university prep courses in preparing students for what is to come?
I will
think
say,
the biggest,
oh yeah, go.
yeah,
No, Lily, you
interesting.
go for it. You did it way more recently than I did. You go for it.
I just think the biggest takeaway that I had from the university prep course was kind of getting to understand Canvas, because we didn't use Canvas during my high school. So it was a new thing for me, and we used Canvas a lot at SFU. So that was my major part for me. Go ahead, Mia.
I was just gonna say that I've been kind of looking through step 1 of the university prep, which is already out right now. Actually, step 2 might be out too. I'm not sure, but it's really helpful for just learning like the simple things that like make a big difference, like what's WQB requirements, like things like that, like little things that like later on can get quite confusing. So I would say it definitely is worthwhile, like to just feel like totally prepared and ready to go when you're first starting your first semester.
Thank you. Next question is, what is the best way to get help with course selection? Yep, advisors. You shoot the advisors with an email that you need help with course selection and the planning out. They'll help you to the best of their abilities. And yeah, and next question is, if I have any questions later on, what is the best way to get answers? So we'll be putting up the details like the email and stuff at the end, I believe, Mia, if I'm not wrong. Yep. Yeah, so we'll be providing you with the details, so don't worry, you'll have a way to contact us and your questions will not be left unanswered. And how safe is the Burnaby campus when it comes to wildlife? Okay, so you'll often come across raccoons, and I haven't come across an incident where someone was attacked by the raccoons, because if you just like let them be, and if you mind your own business, let them be, don't disturb them, they won't say anything. They're just like sniffing through the dustbins sometime and just looking for food, or just like chilling with their families and stuff. So you'll definitely find a lot of raccoons, and there are sometimes bears. So I've always noticed that whenever there's a bear on the campus, SFU, the undergrad department, they send you an email that, hey, beware, be watchful that there's a bear on campus. So, but again, like, I haven't come across any instances where someone was attacked. And again, just like don't disturb them. They're like, keep in mind, I haven't seen bears inside the buildings. They're like always outside, so you need not worry about it. If you're like ever sitting late night studying in library or something, you won't come across a bear. Yep, if anyone wants to add something to that.
Yeah, I think just it's important to remember we are on a mountain in a heavily forested area. Again, great resources. If there is a bear or like something else on campus, it'll be posted, but there's no need to be overly worried. Just be cautious. Leave the wildlife alone. There's often reminders of that, and you'll be totally fine.
Also, if you're ever like late night studying here or anything, and if you feel unsafe, that you might run into some wildlife, you can call up the security, the SFU security, campus security, and they'll like you can request them to come and walk you to your destination. So we have those resources as well. Yep. And next question is, where is the best place to park, or is it better to take transit?
It's cheaper to take transit because you get UPass, so you don't have to pay. Well, you do pay in your tuition, but when you're tapping your Compass card, you don't have to pay, and that still feels pretty good, to be honest.
Does feel really good. And if you live far, like I live in White Rock, it takes an hour to get to campus. Sometimes what I'll do if I want to save on parking is drive to the bottom of the SFU mountain and then just take the SkyTrain up. It's super simple. Yeah, and then if you wanted to have a cheaper parking pass, the outdoor lots are always cheaper compared to the parkades. That's also on the SFU parking and sustainability services. I can link that in the chat below.
Yeah, moreover, we also have that gondola project approved now. So probably in the next 4 years, we'll have that as well, which will make it pretty accessible to get to campus. So that's a great thing. So now moving on to some of my involvement questions. So do you have any tips for networking and building connections within the university community? First thing is, best place for me personally is the student clubs. SFU has a lot of student clubs. If you go to SFSS, which is the Simon Fraser Student Society, if you look up SFSS, student clubs, you'll get a list of all the student clubs, and there are a lot of clubs, of like a wide variety of clubs, from whatever theme or topic you can think of. And So that's a really good place to, get to know people. And yeah, and if anyone would like to add to that.
Also, always there's like clubs day every semester. So all of the clubs are tabling at SFU Burnaby and also in Surrey. So you have a chance to chat with the people from clubs. So you'll feel like you will be engaged with them more, and you will know what's their motivations, what they're up to, like their events. So yeah, I think that's a good way to be involved. Like check out the clubs day during every semester.
For sure. And I lived on residence for the first year. And, again, going into such a big environment, it can be really daunting. And especially for me, I'm a little more reserved, a little more introverted. So kind of putting myself in those social situations was a little scary. So, going to club days, just being able to walk around, not having to talk, and just seeking out one club, one volunteer opportunity. Or even if you wanted to work on campus, we have lots of cafes, lots of restaurants. I worked as a lifeguard at the pool, at the recreation center. So just finding your niche, kind of scoping out what you want. But I think this goes to with everyone would say this, get involved in something. You're gonna make lifelong friends, and it'll just make your experience at SFU all the more better.
One more suggestion is the peer mentorship program. You automatically get paired with a student who's kind of established himself in the SFU community, and all of our mentors, as you've kind of seen in their lists of clubs and things, are super involved. So it's a great way for you to kind of get your foot in the door and meet people through them, go to events through them, and eventually maybe you could even be a mentor, which some of the mentors on our panel were mentees super recently. So it's also a really great way to kind of start getting involved and network with other students.
Absolutely, yes.
I think I'm gonna add to that. I don't know if someone mentioned my involvement. You can also check some opportunities to volunteer. Some of them are paid, some of them are not. So yeah, feel free to. It's my involvement as it.
Next question is, how can I get involved in student clubs and organizations within the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences? So as someone mentioned earlier that, yeah, within the second week, we have what is called clubs days. So different clubs throughout the week, they table around SFU, and you can go up to them, talk to them, and and get to sign up with them and join the clubs. And yeah, as I mentioned earlier, there are a wide variety of clubs. You can go at SFSS, Simon Fraser Student Society, SFSS student clubs, and you can get a hint about, if you want to check them out. And about an organizations within Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences, I'm not sure if but so FASS also organizes, events for students. So if you want to form connections within the FASS community, so we also keep organizing events from time to time, and we post about it on the FASS SFU FASS website and our Instagram page. And what else? What are some other ways to get involved within the organizations of FASS?
I'd say student unions as well. There's a lot of student unions, there's the psychology student union, gender studies student union. So that's also a really great way to stay involved within the FASS community. Personally, I'm not involved any, but I know a lot of people who are involved in student unions and they love it so much. And you get to meet a lot of nice people and kind of learn a bit more about your major and opportunities within your major.
Yeah, student unions are a great resource. I joined a student union in my second year at SFU. Part of my department, I've met so many amazing people, and just getting resources to go to events, really cool things like for the UN delegation of Vancouver, or being able to take part in fellowships. Yeah, joining a student union is a really great way to integrate yourself into your degree or minor, get connected with professors, and kind of establish, a professional network for yourself.
And also we have some labs that you can volunteer at and form connections with like profs and researchers there. And speaking of labs, someone has sent us a question that, Katrina, can you please go into more details about the happiness lab?
Of course. So yes, I'm a part of Dr. Lara Acknon's Helping in Happiness Psychology Research Lab. I'm a RA in the lab. In our lab, specifically, we study how helping others improves your own personal happiness. But there are a bunch of different labs on campus and within the psychology realm. So lots of profs are the supervisors for all of these labs. If you're interested in being a part of a lab, I would say it's really great to talk to profs. I know that it can be really scary to go up to a prof and kind of tell them you're interested in being part of their lab, but it is really great to make those connections with them. Personally, how I found out about my lab was my mentor when I was a mentee. She was a part of the Helping in Happiness lab. So she kind of told me a little bit about it. And it also helps to know people in the lab and kind of making those connections with them. But it's really great opportunity to kind of gain some research experience if you're interested in that. We do a lot of data collection and things like that, but it is really great. And I find that in our lab specifically, everyone's really nice and welcoming. It's a good opportunity if you're interested in pursuing research in the future. So, yeah.
Thanks, Katrina. And the next question is, how does one apply to FASS 1?
I would just say look up SFU FASS 1 on Google, and they have a full website, and they will give you all the instructions there. There's a link just to apply, and I'm sure you just fill something out and submit it. But yeah, just Google FASS 1 SFU, and it'll take you there. That's not a very exciting answer, but that's all I can tell you.
So the next question is, how do you find co-op programs, and what year do we start looking for these programs?
I guess I can touch on that. So basically how co-op works is you first apply, and then once you're accepted into the program, you do a couple courses to improve your like resume, cover letter, you learn like interview skills, and you meet with an advisor to kind of fix up your resume and get you ready to go. And then they give you access to the co-op job postings. So it actually takes 2 full semesters before you actually start working. So for me, I applied and I did my courses for co-op in the fall, and then I applied for jobs in the spring, and I started in the summer. And then I just checked that for FAST, they recommend applying for co-op after completing 30 units, but before reaching 75. So you still have some time to kind of get settled and again, like chat with advisors and figure out what's best for you before they recommend applying.
Thanks, Mia. And next question is, touching base on transfer students. It'll be my 3rd year of university starting fall. How do I join a lab, and how much of my time would that take along with 3-4 courses? So about like joining a lab, so when you're like taking a FASS course, you're automatically signed up for FASS emails. So usually, when there's an opening at one of the labs, like today we got an email about an opening for RA at the Sustainability, Identity, and Social Change Lab. So usually they'll send you an email with all the eligibility criteria and requirements and the workload and about that. So through emails. So just keep checking your emails regularly. And Katrina, would you like to add something to that? Like how much workload is that?
Sure. So in terms of joining a lab, I would say it's really beneficial to take the prof's class, who is the supervisor for the lab, because it kind of shows interest that you're, interested in their research topics. So taking their classes is really beneficial to joining a lab, as well as talking to them when you're a part of those classes. And then in terms of workload, for our lab, it depends on the study that you're on. Sometimes it can take about 6 hours a week, about 6 to 8, I would say, hours a week, depending on the study that you're working on. But I believe that most labs would like you to commit about 6 hours or have availability for 6 to 8 hours a week, to kind of contribute to the lab and be a part of their studies and do data collection and things like that.
Thanks, Katrina. Moving on to some other questions that we had. So what were your some of the favorite courses that you took in your first year or like overall at SFU so far?
If the person who asked that can maybe put like what they're thinking of going into in the chat, that would be super helpful. I'm an IS major, but some courses I love that I took generally before I found my way into IS were Indigenous Studies 101, really super helpful. Also English, it's good to just kind of like get that out of the way. I took English 115. It was super awesome. It was like kind of an English lit class. Yeah, those were my two favorites. What about the rest of you?
For me, it was like hands down. Although I'm a psychology major, for me, hands down, it was the philosophy 105. Amazing. It was about critical thinking, logic, introduction to logic, and how to reason better, the biases in our reasoning, all of that stuff, and cognition, the basics of it, not too much detail, but I loved it absolutely.
A class that I really liked that I took outside of my psychology major, I really liked, it was Education 240. It was with Charles Bingham. If he's teaching it, you should take it. It was such a good class and he's such a nice guy. I really enjoyed that one. And if you're someone who's interested in like graphic design or graphic art, IAT 100 is also a really fun class if you're kind of just looking for something fun to do outside of your major, if you're exploring things within your first year, which is always a good idea to kind of explore outside of your major. Those two classes were really good.
Awesome. Those are great suggestions, and we'll pop those all below in the chat so you remember.
Thank you. And yeah, that was all our questions.
Okay, thank you to our lovely peer mentor panel for all of those answers. Super, super helpful. And I hope that all the students here, new students here, I guess we're all students, new students here are coming away from this with some helpful information. If you have more questions that we couldn't fully touch on, like course enrollment, program and degree requirements, transferring, things like that, as we've mentioned before, we highly, highly recommend meeting with advisors. They're hosting some course planning workshops next week, which will give you some enrollment strategies, teach you a little bit more about your degree requirements, and just some more question and answer periods. So if you're interested in booking an advising appointment or registering for the course planning workshops, you can scan this QR code right here, and that'll just take you to our advising webpage. And yeah, we have some lovely pictures of some of our first year FASS advisors, Amelia and Wendy. They're super friendly, so I would recommend booking a meeting with them and chatting. And yeah, as we mentioned before, oh, and just one more opportunity. I don't know how far the links have moved up in the chat, but if they're kind of hard to reach, we'll pop them in there again. If you're interested in registering, for FASS Camps or for peer mentorship, which I highly recommend, feel free to scan these QR codes here or check the link in the chat. FASS Camps deadline to apply is coming up, so definitely if you're interested, sign up now. I know we're a little over time, so I will keep moving. We're basically done, but I'll give a few more seconds if anybody wants to scan the QR codes. And links are in the chat as well. So, as Priyansh mentioned, there are lots of ways to reach us if we didn't get to your question or if you're thinking of more questions that we don't have time to answer. First thing, you can DM us on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is fast.engage. You can give us a little follow if you'd like. We'd appreciate that. But it's also like just DM us and we check it frequently. So we'll be happy to respond to you and help you answer your questions or help you access resources that can address your questions. And the second thing is going to be you can just email me. You've probably seen I emailed you all with the Zoom link for today. So you can just email that email, sesfast1@sfu.ca, with any questions. I'm going to be sending all of you guys an email right after the session is over with a little feedback survey that we'd really appreciate if you could fill out just to kind of show us what we could do better next year. And in that email, I'll also be sending you some helpful links and my email as well, so you'll know how to get in touch with me. But that's about it for us. So thank you all so much for coming and for staying the extra 5 or so minutes. Really appreciate it. And we hope that our answers were helpful. And please do reach out if you have any more questions. And yeah, we hope to see you around at FASS Camps mentorship or just in the fall. Have a good summer, everybody. Thanks so much.